Okay, so we're doing trigonometry. Now, we're going to draw this right triangle. I know it's a right triangle because it's going to have this right angle here. Okay, so there are some parts about this that that it doesn't matter where you are at. This is, so we're going to go, this is triangle A, B, C. And no matter what, if you look here at this right angle, and across from the right angle is this here, which is the hypotenuse. And how you say that is, you can, to say this word is noose, and then you can think tenuse, hypotenuse, hypotenuse. That's how you say that word. Okay. Now, that is a hypotenuse. When we did other triangles, when we start looking at right triangles, we looked at them and we said, okay, in a right triangle, these are called legs on the either side of this angle. These are called legs, and this is the hypotenuse. When you look at Pythagorean theorem, the legs are A and B, and the hypotenuse is C. Okay? In trigonometry, we're going to call these something different, but it's going to have to do, and it's going to depend on the angle. Like when we're standing in the room, which wall is on the right will depend which way you're facing. So if one person knows over here and they were facing in one direction, it might be the wall in the back. If you were standing on the other side, facing towards the middle, maybe the wall in the front. Could be the wall to your right. So we're going to look at these angles here, this one and this one. We're not going to worry about the right angle, but we're going to look at angle A and angle B. So I'm going to redraw this 2 times, but we're really still talking about the same triangle. It's not a different triangle, okay? So let's draw this triangle. Pretend they are exactly the same. This is, again, A, B, C. And we're going to draw it again. This is A, B, C. Okay, so again, if this is your right angle, I kind of think of this as like a little arrow. It points to the hypotenuse. So that we still label the hypotenuse. Same thing over here. This side is the hypotenuse. Okay, so let's say we're talking about angle A. We're going to use, this is going to be our reference angle, And in trigonometry, when to know which angle you are talking about, we do this. You do a little piece of a circle, is called an arc. And we say, okay, this is the angle I'm talking about. Okay, but I'm gonna do a little bit more. The second part you don't normally see is the two rays that make up this angle is here and here. One of the rays, when we're talking about these triangles in trigonometry, one of the rays is going to be the hypotenuse. The other ray is going to be adjacent to this angle, okay? So to the right of where you're at. So this side here is called adjacent. It's adjacent to angle A. Let me get in a little bit closer so you can see. That's ADJ ACENT. Okay? Now, across from the angle, where you can see where you would measure the angle, the opening of the angle, across from there, this side here is called the side opposite angle A. Okay? So we can say that segment AC is adjacent to angle A. And we can say segment BC is opposite to angle A. Okay. Right. So now let's look at this way. Now we're going to look at it, instead of looking at angle A, we're going to use B as our reference. This is where we are at. And again, the angle we're talking about, either they will just tell you or they will put this on there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just color in the rays for the angle. There's the one ray, there's the other ray that make up this angle. Now, for angle B, this one is adjacent. So BC is adjacent. And AC is now here. AC, this side here, is the opposite. B, segment BC is adjacent to angle B. And segment AC is opposite to angle B. So you could say, if we came up here to this top triangle, I'll show you that in a second. If we came up here to this triangle, I could say, I could ask which side is a hypotenuse, and you could say, yeah, segment AB is a hypotenuse. But if I said which side is adjacent, you'll be like, you better pause and be like, whoa, wait a minute. Either one could be adjacent. What angle are you talking about? Okay? Same thing with opposite. You don't know which one's adjacent or which one is opposite because it depends on the angle.